there are very rare visits from extraterrestrials to the Earth. There's no evidence for this. I just say that's not implausible. But to have several visits a day, I think, is straining credulity.
During the Cold War, the space race prompted the US and the Soviet Union to develop an astonishing array of high-end innovations that pushed technology to boundaries that had never been seen before. Russian cosmodromes, constructed in the 1950s, showed how far the USSR's technology had evolved since World War II had ended. The Baikonur and Plesetsk cosmodromes alone have had more than 3,000 launches ever since. And on their way to orbit, Russian rockets have left more than 4,000 tons of high-tech waste scattered across miles of land where people live. The locals have grown accustomed to it. The rocket's intense red lights, the deafening roar of the launches, the small tremors, and the up to 10-meter pieces of debris that rain down upon villages and forests in the vicinity are part of their everyday life. They used to evacuate come launch time, but now some eagerly face the danger to catch riches falling from the sky. The phenomenon of scrapping, or rocket recycling, remained hidden from the world until the fall of the USSR. Almost no one outside of Russia knew about this particular phenomenon that's become part of everyday life for people living near the two cosmodromes. Recently, Raffaele Petralla, an Italian freelance photographer, began documenting this phenomenon in 2017. When interviewed by the New York Times about his visits, he said, quote, "My curiosity was very strong. I was fascinated by these villagers. I was interested to understand why the inhabitants of the area, despite being aware of the high toxicity of these pieces of rocket, especially the propellant heptal, highly carcinogenic, go to recover them in the tundra. Many natives have seen the launches as a unique opportunity to grow rich. A whole business has developed in the region around the debris that falls from the sky. Veteran scrap dealers track down launches with binoculars. With natural accuracy, they follow debris paths and reach the crash sites either in cars or on horses. Although it is a dangerous job, as many crash zones provoke wildfires and highly toxic vapors that impregnate the zone, in the end, it pays off. With little protective gear other than masks, scavengers use blowtorches to strip the wrecks of their light metals and other valuables. The economic reality of the region has welcomed the scrapping business. Besides farming, hunting, or fishing, there is not much else to do. Petralla says, quote, "I discovered that for the people in such an extreme territory, it is a great fortune to be able to recover these objects. To build boats and sleds, above all to be able to fish in summer and hunt in winter. The durable metal that covers the outer part of the rockets is very resistant. The space junk recovered by the scrappers is used for a variety of things. Besides hunting or fishing, farmers, for example, use the metal carcasses of rockets for building roofs and stables for their livestock, including shovels and other farming essentials. Human imagination has helped the people make the best out of the situation. However, there has been a price to pay. Rocket fuel used by Russian rockets contains highly toxic components, such as heptal, which has been linked to cancers and even birth defects. A significant amount of the debris recovered contains the remains of these harmful materials. When scrappers approach the waste carelessly, most often than not, they come in direct contact with these materials, which directly harms them. Healthcare studies conducted in the region have shown alarming results regarding health problems. In 2005, a Nature study showed children in affected areas were twice as likely to develop endocrine and blood disorders. In some locations, an elevated percentage of children are born with jaundice. Doctors explain that the spread of space junk and toxic compounds are the cause of the problem. Additionally, the waste makes its way into the food and water, damaging the entire ecosystem. Humans have found animals blinded by toxic chemicals. For a region that depends on agriculture and livestock, the effects are devastating. The Russian government has vehemently denied any link between the debris and the ongoing health problems. When asked about this, Petralla said, quote, "This is another example of how the poor always get the toxic waste, and sometimes they even profit from it, but at the expense of their air, health, and longevity."
That while fantasy improves science fiction, science is more often served by facts.
Boy, the world is flat. I'm looking it in the eye. I see further, I see wider, I see clearer,